Okay, hello students. We are back on the video lecture for thermodynamics. In last lecture, we have started the article which is mentioned on the board, the reversible process and the characteristics of reversible process we were discussing. Okay. In the previous video, we made it clear that process is a reversible in nature when driving and opposing forces are approximately same to each other, but driving is a slightly greater than the opposing. Then the process is very hard to reverse, it is very difficult to reverse, and that sort of process is called a reversible process. Then the process is very easy to reverse, and that type of process is called a reversible change. Now, in order to get the meaning of reversible change, we assumed a system, a gaseous cylinder provided with movable piston. We clearly made it through the numerical calculation or physical calculation that if we place a weight of 1 kilogram on the piston, this piston will move from volume V1 to V2, and then we will get the lower volume, which is a compressed volume of gas. For compression, our objective is to place a weight of 1 kilogram, and in this particular change, instead of keeping 1 kilogram weight in a one stroke, we have dropped water on the piston through a small droplets. Each droplet added some weight on the piston. When 1 liter total volume is added on the piston, obviously 1 liter volume means 1 kilogram weight, and that much weight will compress the piston from V1 to V2. Clear? Now, when the volume is compressed from V1 to V2, during the progress of compression, we observed some things. What we observed? The process begin with P external plus some weight. Probably that weight is 1 or half gram. Then this weight added on the piston started to increase as these drops start to accumulate on the piston. So this weight added is constantly increasing from, let us assume, 1 kilogram to 1000 kilogram. With every drop, this P external had changed. Initially it was P external only, finally it is P external plus 1 kg, and in between these two pressure values we have million number of pressure values, and from here we concluded that P external is never constant in a reversible process, or P external is a variable in reversible process. Okay. Now few more characteristics are there which we will clear from the same progress, which is in a comparison with a irreversible type of a process. Now what those characters are? In irreversible, we stated the process complete in a single step. Clear? Now here, when 1 kilogram of weight, 1 gram of weight is added, piston drop by small distance. Then further weight added, then it drop by smaller, and slowly it is moving towards a lower position. So one thing is clear, that this process is a multi-step. One of character we mentioned here, that P external is a variable, it is never constant. Second, it is multi-step. How many steps are there? In fact, it is not measurable, infinite steps. Why it is not measurable? Because we assume that each drop is of a 1 gram weight, but it is not correct. No, drop may vary in a size, the weight may vary by magnitude. So number of steps will be there. No calculation is regarding number of steps in a reversible process. So conventionally we stated it is multi-step with an infinite number of stages in it, which is scientifically correct. Now when a single step process is there, there is a two equilibrium. There were two equilibria, initial and final. Now when a multi-step process is there, there will be infinite number of equilibriums. So there are infinite equilibriums. Each step involves two equilibrium. Infinite step will involves 2 into infinite, which is again an infinite equilibrium. So there are infinite number of equilibriums. Next, one of a particular characteristic of a reversible process is that reversible process looks like in thermodynamic equilibrium with surrounding. ह्या प्रोसेसमध्ये कंप्रेशन तर होत आहे, पण आपण ऑब्झर्व करू शकत नाही की पिस्टन खाली येतोय, कारण एक ड्रॉप वेट आलं तर ते वेट पिस्टनला फार मायक्रोस्कोपिक डिस्टन्सनी डाऊनवर्ड घेऊन येत आहे आणि ते डिटेक्टेबल पण नाही आहे. असे खूप सारे ड्रॉप येत जातील आणि हळूहळू पिस्टन डाऊनवर्ड येत राहील, तर जो चेंज आहे तो ऑब्झर्व करण्या एवढा नेकेड फास्ट विजिबल नाही आहे, तो खूप स्लो आहे, इनफायनाईट नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेसमध्ये होणार आहे. त्यामुळे व्हर्च्युअली जेव्हा आपण प्रोसेस पाहतो असं वाटतं की प्रोसेस ऑलरेडी इक्विलिब्रियमलाच आहे, म्हणजे पिस्टन स्टेशनरीज आहे. इट लुक्स लाईक अ स्टेशनरी वन, बट इट इज प्रॅक्टिकली इन मोशन ड्यू टू द वेट अपॉन इट. Getting it? So it virtually seems like there is a thermodynamic equilibrium. Now when there is a thermodynamic equilibrium, it is mostly in relation to temperature. And we generally assume that when the process is reversible in nature, temperature of system and surrounding both are always equal to each other, or the reversible change is mostly isothermal in a nature. Temperature of system do not vary because this process is already in equilibrium. Now next characteristics is when the process is reversible, it is completing in an infinite number of steps. This process is a very slow, which is comparative character to irreversible process, which was a single step process has completed very faster one. This is a process of infinite number of steps and therefore it progress in a very slow speed. Now when very slow process is there and very strong opposing force is there, we get a maximum work. So work done is maximum. And here we need to clear that work done in a reversible type of process is given by expression W max, which has a mathematical equation 2.303 nRT into log of V2 divided by V1. This is expression for work done in a reversible type of process, which is commonly called maximum work done. Maximum work done is equal to minus of 2.303 nRT log of V2 by V1. This process is conducted commonly at constant temperature. T is a constant. Number of moles of gases present in a closed container, they are always constant because container is leak proof. So when number of moles and temperature is a constant, volume of gas is inversely proportional to pressure. So we can say under constant N and T value, V2 by V1 can be written as P1 by P2 because volume of gas is inversely proportional to pressure of gas according to Boyle's law for a gaseous matter. And from here we get alternative equation for a maximum type of work done in a reversible process, and that is minus 2.303 nRT log of P1 by P2. V1 by V2, V2 by V1 or P1 by P2. Two alternative equations are there. Clear? So we have many more characters here. One more important characteristics of reversible and irreversible is that reversible process are imaginary or hypothetical, because the process which completes in an infinite number of steps, that process will take infinite time to complete it. So who observed that process for an infinite time? Point is there. That means no process is completed in a reversible manner up since today, because once it would have started some years back, it has to proceed in a infinite years, and then by it will complete, because it requires infinite steps. Infinite steps has no count, means it will never complete, and practically when the process is not completing, that should be under hypothetism. So it is conventionally stated that reversible processes are hypothetical, imaginary, whereas irreversible processes are all natural processes, they are the real processes. Make it clear. Irreversible processes are real processes, they are the natural processes. Naturally that occurs, in the same way common changes happening, they are in an irreversible manner, naturally. Fall of water from higher level to lower level, natural it is. Flow of current from high potential to low potential, natural. There is a large difference of potential, less opposition, so direct flow is there. So that is irreversible change. Flow of gas from high pressure to low pressure, flow of heat from high temperature to low temperature. These all changes are natural changes, they are irreversible in a way. Thermodynamically, opposing force in these all type of changes is a very less in magnitude in comparison to their driving forces. So they all are real and natural phenomena, whereas reversible process is a hypothetical due to its nature. Assumption is it completes in infinite step. It is such a slow process that even after looking at the progress of process, we would imagine that the process is virtually in equilibrium with the surrounding. It looks like it is in equilibrium. So very slow change is there, which is not notable also. So therefore it is considered as an imaginary or hypothetical change. Clear with it? And then one of important differentiation between these two is irreversible process performs less work, which is given by minus P external into delta V equation, whereas reversible change performs a very large work, and that is given as a W max, maximum work, which has these two alternative equations. How these equations are obtained and how that previous equation for minus P delta V is obtained, that we are going to look just after this article, but now remember them as a differentiating character of it. Okay, so we would continue with them. Up since now we have completed with the types of processes, in which from isothermal to reversible we completed with 7 different types of processes. In many of the process we have small differentiating characteristics, and these differentiating characteristics may be asked in a theoretical objectives. So we need to memorize them. Okay. Now moving to the next part, we will move to nature of heat and work, and after that we will move to the equations for work done. But prior equation to work done, we are going to clear the term heat and work. Now in thermodynamics, what predominantly we stated is, wait for a moment. In thermodynamics, what we stated is thermodynamics is the branch which is related to all types of energy changes, which accompanies all type of physical and chemical processes. That branch is called thermodynamics. Now in that we have two different forms of energy under study. One is a heat and other is a work done. If you recall, then it is clear that heat and work, these are the only two path functions which depends on mechanism of the process. Apart from heat and work, all other thermodynamic properties or all other measurable physical properties are considered to be state functions. They are dependent on initial and final states only, and relating with the initial and final state is the characteristics of thermodynamics, because thermodynamics basically relate with initial and final, not with the mechanism. In the limitations of thermodynamics we made it clear. Now in present lecture we are going to study what is mean by heat, which is denoted by Q, and what is mean by work. Simple terms these are, but sometimes the question related to their actual or scientific meaning can be asked in a theoretical manner. So we need to state answer in a comparison of heat with work, or in a comparison of work with a heat. Okay. Now what conventionally we call as a work done. Work is simply defined as work is a force into displacement. The displacement produced at the cost of applied force on it, that is called as work done. And what is a heat? Heat is conventionally defined as degree of hotness or coldness of object. Clear? In thermodynamics we are mostly going to relate with the energy and its forms, and it is very clear that heat and work both are the forms of energies, means both belong to the same class, both are energies. heat पण energies आहे, वर्क पण energies आहे. मग थर्मोडायनामिकली जर आपण हीट आणि वर्क ह्यांना जर डिफरन्शिएट करतोय तर डिफरन्शिएट करण्याचं एक कन्व्हेन्शनल आणि इझी वे आहे. हीट फ्लो होणं म्हणजे एनर्जी फ्लो होणं, वर्क परफॉर्म करणं म्हणजे पुन्हा एनर्जी फ्लो होणं. अल्टरनेटिवली वी कॅन से परफॉर्मिंग वर्क डन इज अ एनर्जी एक्सचेंज, ट्रान्सफर ऑफ हीट इज ऑल्सो एनर्जी एक्सचेंज. दोन्हीही डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्टली एनर्जी एक्सचेंजेस आहे. पण हीट आणि वर्कमध्ये एक पर्टिक्युलर डिफरन्स. If there is a exchange of energy, if energy is transferred or exchanged and that particularly is due to temperature difference, then it is called heat. When energy is exchanged particularly due to temperature difference between system and its surrounding, that form of energy is called as a heat. And when the energy is exchanged between system and surrounding due to any reason, by any way there is an exchange of energy between system and surrounding due to any reason other than temperature difference, then that sort of energy exchange is called work. If there is an exchange of energy between system and surrounding, and that exchange is purely due to temperature difference between system and surrounding, then we can say whatever quantity of energy is exchanged, that is nothing but a heat. Okay. And when there is an exchange of energy between system and surrounding, but the exchange is not strictly due to temperature difference, it is due to any other reason, by electrical manner, photochemical, chemical way, whatever it is, mechanical way, whatever it is, the energy is exchanged between system and surrounding. Somehow energy is transferred to surrounding or received from the surrounding, but there is no temperature difference. It is not due to temperature difference. Then whatever exchange of energies, that is called a work. Now work is of many types, and that will be called as a work done. Heat has no more types. It is a form due to temperature difference only, and work has a many more times. So it should be exchanged without a temperature difference. Clear? So make it clear. Thermodynamically, heat is defined as it is the exchanged amount of energy between system and surrounding purely due to temperature difference is called a heat. And when there is exchange of energy between system and surrounding due to any reason, whatever it is, but other than temperature difference, then it is called as a work done. As an convention, we state that work is an ordered form of energy. It is ordered form of energy, and conventionally heat is called disordered form of energy. It is disordered form of energy. Now what this ordered and disordered form means? Yes, we would try to get it. Now suppose we have an object placed on flat surface. Let us mark 3 points on it. Okay. Some force is applied on this object F. It is a driving force. This object is moved from its present position to next position. At this position, these points are located at such, and this is the distance d. If we try to calculate work done in this process, then simply we can say the amount of work done is a force into displacement. This is net work done, W net. Total work done we can say. Now suppose the points are points A, B and C. Scientifically, if we are applying force of magnitude F on this object, then the force applied on this point, let us say A point, the force will be Fa, and it is equal to F only. If we start to measure how much force is applied on a point A, then the force applied on the point A is exactly equal to force which is applied to that object, because that whole force is transferred to every particle. So force on a particle A, Fa, it is equal to F. Force on particle B, which can be conventionally Fb, which is again equal to F, and force on particle C, Fc, this will be again equal to F. This implies that force on every particle is exactly equal to total force which is applied on that object. Clear? Next thing, if we try to measure the total distance covered by a whole object, then this distance is a d. If we measure the distance covered by particle A as a dA, this is also d. Distance covered by dB, this is also d. Distance covered by C, this is again d. Because this ream of object moved from this position to the next. Likewise, this particle has moved from its present position to this position. So distance between these 2 points is exactly equal to distance between these two ends. So ultimately every particle is performing same displacement, experiencing the same force on them. D is the same for every particle, applied F is the same for every particle. Then conventionally, if we would try to measure work by A, this will be equal to net work done. Work by B again equal to net, work by C again equal to net work done. Now what conclusion here we can draw is, in a work every particle perform exactly same work as performed by entire body. Every particle experiences the same force, the force which is experienced by body. Every particle moves to exactly equal distance by which the entire body has displaced, and work done by every particle is exactly equal to the net work. So we can say in this progress, work is distributed in an ordered manner. Ordered manner means net work done and work done by individual, both are equal. We can't say WA plus WB plus WC plus WN up to million particles they are, that total summation is equal to net work done. No, WA itself is equal to net work done W. WB itself is equal to net work done W. We have no measure of it. So this is called ordered nature of work. Clear? Now suppose we have a same block, metallic block it is. Here again we made a 3 points of reference and we started to heat it. We will observe that if Q is the quantity of heat given, then this heat is received by 3 particles A, B and C. Amount of heat received by each particle will be different. That depends on how close these particles are to the flame. ते फ्लेमच्या किती क्लोजर आहे त्यावरती ते डिपेंड करेल. जर हा रॉड असता आणि आपण इथं हीट करत असतो तर पार्टिकल जे हे रॉडच्या क्लोजर आहे ह्या एंडच्या त्यांच्याकडे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झालेली हीट खूप जास्त असते. हळूहळू हीट कंटेंट वाईज कमी झाली असते आणि हा पूर्ण रॉड ही क्यू एवढी क्वांटिटी ऑफ हीट जर रिसीव करत असतं तर ही रिसीव केलेली हीट वेगवेगळ्या पार्टिकल्समध्ये वेगवेगळ्या अमाऊंटने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झालेली आहे. गेटिंग इट? वी आर ट्राइंग टू डिफरन्शिएट ऑर्डर्ड and disordered nature of heat and work, and what we are concluding is that when heat is supplied to a body, net heat given to that body, this will be equal to heats received by individual particle, and quantity of heat received by individual particle, they may not be equal to each other. That will be again different because that depends on what type of conduction and convection occur in that medium. हीट त्या मीडियममध्ये कशी फ्लो होते त्यावर हे डिपेंड करतं की कुठल्या पार्टिकलला किती हीट भेटेल, आणि जी नेट हीट आपण ट्रान्सफर करतोय ती नेट हीट म्हणजे ह्या इंडिव्हिज्युअल पार्टिकलनी रिसीव केलेल्या टोटल हीट कंटेंटचं समेशन असतं. दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन is called a disordered distribution, and here what we observed that every particle performing a same displacement by experiencing same force on them, therefore they perform a same work done, and this sort of characteristic is called ordered form of energy, and this one is called as a disordered form of energy. Are we clear with it? Now here we have one more convention. Heat is a disordered whereas work is ordered. So what is easy, to convert disordered into ordered or to convert ordered into disordered? Which is more easy one? To convert heat into work or to convert work into heat? We have clear differentiation that work is a ordered form. Suppose diagrammatically आपण वर्कला एक सिस्टमॅटिक पॅटर्नमध्ये अरेंज असलेल्या पार्टिकलचं स्ट्रक्चर रिप्रेझेंट करतोय. ॲक्च्युली हे वर्कचं डायग्राम होऊ शकत नाही, वर्कचं हे कॅरेक्टर आपण डायग्रामॅटिकली रिप्रेझेंट करतोय, दॅट इट इज ऑर्डर्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. आणि हीटसाठी आपण रिप्रेझेंट करू दॅट हीट हॅज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पार्टिकल इन अ रँडम मॅनर, which is indicating it is a disordered in nature. Now what is easy, to convert this form into the latter or to convert the latter form into the prior one? It is very clear. To convert this one into the disturbed form, we need to shake it just. Once it is shaken, it will convert to So this is a heat and this one is work. So theoretically we can say it is easy to convert work done into heat, but it is difficult to convert heat into work done. One more convention is work can be converted to heat by 100%. Work can be converted into heat by 100% efficiency, but heat cannot be converted to work by 100% efficiency. Not possible. So one more conclusion we can have: heat can never be never be converted completely into work, but work can be completely converted to heat. Clear? It is one of a very basic and very scientific term. What is heat and what is work? Now what are different forms of heat and its capacities, that we would see in the next lecture. In present we will stop here, and in the next we will continue with the heat capacities. Thank you.